Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today I have another Sims 4 speed build for you, and one of the comments that y'all left for me was that I should try making another family starter home. So that's actually what I did, and this is a lot in Windenburg that I don't think I've ever built on, but it is so pretty. I do wish the lighting was a little bit better because it feels a little bit dark, but the surrounding area is so pretty, so I was very excited to actually be able to build on this lot. And listen, fun fact, the first time I tried to build this, I kid you not, I had basically the whole structure done, and then I was like, oh, I need to move it a little bit, and I don't know what I was doing. I ended up bulldozing it. It was gone. It was gone forever. I couldn't undo it. So then I had to start over. But it's okay. I pretty much remembered how it was, and we put it back together. And I will say that it goes through a lot of changes. So don't worry, this roof looks ridiculous that it doesn't end up that way, but I kind of had it and I was like, I don't know what to do with this. I'm just going to leave it and start working on the inside, especially since I knew there's a good chance that the build might end up changing shape, which it does. And I think it looks a lot better the way we actually end up with it. And this home has 3 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. And I envisioned that this home had 1 or 2 parents, a toddler, and a kid. And then, a kid, maybe possibly teen. But although I kind of decorated the bedroom like it was for a kid. Now, of course, if you want to download this off the gallery and kind of change stuff up, you are more than welcome to do so. It is under my ID, Spice and Sprinkles, all one word, all lowercase, and down in the description if you want to see it written out. And so, in case you didn't know, a family of 4 in The Sims starts out with 26,000 simoleons, and I honestly didn't know, so I literally created a family and put them on the lot to find out how much money we'd have. And so you can actually see the money down at the bottom left hand corner of the screen, because I've had issues before where I was just watching what the game was telling me the build was worth, and it was kind of off and it didn't add up really well. So anyways, I ended up just doing it that way to make sure that you shouldn't have any issues. And the build is actually uploaded to the gallery is 24,000 simoleons. So this lot in particular was a 1,500 simoleon lot, so that left you with not a whole lot of money, but it's okay. There's a lot of stuff in here. I'm honestly kind of surprised at how well it turned out. I feel like it is definitely not as decorated maybe as my usual builds are, but for a starter home with 3 bedrooms and a bathroom and a pretty large kitchen, I think it turned out pretty good. So I do end up making it, I think, a little bit smaller. I think the kitchen, I bump in 1 tile along with the living room, just because I don't know, it needed to be a little cozier because it felt so big, especially since I knew I couldn't fill it up with a bunch of clutter. So we do end up moving it in a little bit, and I think it makes a whole lot of difference. And you can see I also put in a high chair with the dining room table. So since I was thinking there would be a toddler, I figured, if you wanted to use that, and of course you can swap that out if you'd like to. And I love using fireplaces, and obviously there was no way I was going to be able to afford an actual fireplace in this build. So I used that faux fireplace and just put some candles in it, and I thought it looked really pretty. And I used this snowy escape, I don't know, it's a wall decoration. It just looks like little pieces of wood. Anyways, I thought it kind of broke that area up and it looked really nice. And we went with this orange and blue kind of aesthetic with a little bit of yellow in here. And I think it turned out really lovely. And we actually end up putting in a side door in the kitchen, which will actually lead to a backyard. So I even had enough money left over to put in a fence. I was stunned that I actually had that much left over. So I don't know. I'm literally I checked to make sure I didn't forget anything. And I'm literally trying to watch through again to see if I forgot anything. Originally I did forget a trash can in the kitchen, but I did put one in before uploading it to the gallery. And there's a trash can outside as well. I don't know, obviously, if you had 4 Sims, you may want another half bath or another full bath, but for a starter home, I figured this works out pretty well. And honestly, you might even be able to split up. This is a fairly large bathroom into maybe 2 bathrooms if you wanted to. I feel like you could kind of, or at least maybe a full and a half bath or something. I think you could figure that out if you wanted to, upgrade it. And, as your Sims live in it, you can of course add more things to it. And we end up, like I said, you can see I'm messing around a lot with the roof, and I just get rid of it and we move on. And I actually am really happy with the way the parents' bedroom turned out. I ended up using this really big picture from, I think it Actually, I don't know. I think it may be seasons, just because each of the swatches is like a different season. And I think it added a lot of warmth to the space. And I think you'll notice that like once I actually add it in, and just trying to bring in the warmth that is in that like common living space into their bedroom. And like I said, I mean, I think, obviously there would be more stuff if I could just do whatever I wanted to, but I still can't believe I deleted the whole entire lot. Like, oh my gosh. I was so stunned when I did that too. I was like, wait, what? What just happened? And I think I was just going so quickly, I didn't even notice that I clicked the bulldoze button. And it was so funny because I actually like, what I ended up doing was just stopping that recording and then just like, started a new recording. And like, I went back and just for fun, like watched that other recording at the end. And yeah, I just literally, for whatever reason, I just clicked on bulldoze. Like, it happens so fast. But anyways, it just, it happens, stuff like that happens. And luckily it was still at the beginning when I hadn't really like decorated anything. So we didn't have to like worry about, really having to replicate everything, just kind of the general shape of the home and like how I kind of had everything set up. But I think the toddler's room was so cute. I do actually end up adding in a changing table. I kind of went back and forth between the two kids' bedrooms because, I was getting lower in the budget and I wanted to make sure both kids had, enough stuff in their rooms. And obviously I would have liked to have put more toys in here, but we do have that little like bookcase in there. And we also have the big like unicorn teddy bear thing, so your toddler can talk to it. And I almost put a, what is it called? The monkey bars in the backyard. I almost did, but they're like 900 simoleons, so I ended up taking it out. You'll probably see me place it a little bit later, but I ended up getting rid of it. And I figured it's not too bad if that's something that you want to add, like once you actually move into the house. And I do have like a toy box in the kids' room as well. And there's not a computer in this home. So usually I like to put computers in, but they are very expensive. So I opted not to. And I figured, you could always travel to the library or something like that if you needed to use the computer. Plus, like your phone kind of does everything anyways in The Sims for the most part. And if I had my way, I probably would have also added maybe a chess table, but there just wasn't quite enough funds. But ultimately, I think it looks really nice. I kind of waited to decorate a little bit more in the common areas until I was really sure what I had left in terms of budget. And I used a lot of debug landscaping outside, which is honestly so amazing because it's basically all free except for some of the rocks are not free, which I learned the hard way one time when I was doing a starter home. I was like, I'm sorry, what? How am I spending money? How is this happening? And you can see that this build looks a whole lot better. Like the roof looks so much more normal, like the way this is. Like if I had my way, I probably would have put it up on a foundation and put in like a nice porch in the front and all that kind of good stuff. But that's of course stuff you can add. And I like to throw that in case, like, you do want to upgrade it while you're playing with it. That's kind of what I thought might be nice, you know what I mean? That might fit well with the current house, but obviously you can do whatever you want with it. And then just kind of outlining some of the space where I might put some flowers and things like that. And I do pull a tree out of Debug, and it is the one that would come with, like, cats and dogs. I just think it's so pretty. I really like the birch tree. And in Debug, you can also get access to, like, the different color swatches of it, so, like, depending on the season. So that's kind of fun. I do like the way that turned out. And just adding in a little bit of lighting and all that kind of good stuff, so it does look like not super dark and sad, but like I said, I really love this lot so much. It's so pretty. I think there's even fishing off to the left side of it. Like, I really had no idea this existed. Like, I don't know, I really like, maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe I need to make it like a challenge for myself to go through and, use all of the lots. Now, don't hold me to that. That probably won't happen because there are lots that I really like, but eventually, hopefully, I'll, get around to using some lots. Of course, the larger lots are hard to use because, well, they're huge. So they're just hard to build on because I just don't do that many like huge builds. I don't know. Maybe I need to try. Maybe I need to try making a larger family home. I do have one up on the gallery that is very big. It is, I forgot what I called it. I can't remember if I called it a family mansion or something like that, but it is humongous. It is also in Windenburg, actually, but it's on one of the bigger lots. It even has a tree house and everything. Like, it's kind of crazy, but Just adding in here a little like space. I do extend it out a little bit, but I end up putting like a grill out there and a picnic table so your Sims can go and hang out in their backyard as well. And like I said, I was so impressed that I even had the budget for a fence, but I thought it just looked, you know, really nice to have that. It's just a nice touch to have. And you can see that I have the monkey bars there, but they are not going to last very long because I just... I had to get rid of it because I really wanted to grill out here. I don't know why. So, I mean, you could get rid of the grill. The grill was like 600 simoleons, so that would get you pretty close to having that if you'd like to swap that out. But that was just kind of my personal, like, you know, decision that I decided that I wanted to grill instead. But just finishing up with a little bit of decor out here, just like a rug. And I think I put some candles out on that table as well. And I can't remember if I do add in some... Okay, yeah, I do add in that, like, potted plant there by the back door, and I tried to add that piece in from Cottage Living because I remembered it existed, but then like it just didn't fit quite right, so we didn't do that. And here you can see I'm just adding in a few other things, and I realized I could swap out the rug in the kids' room for more money, so I did that so I can actually add some more decor in here. And if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I would really appreciate it, and I hope you have a really sweet day. Bye, everybody.
Have this feeling, haven't felt for so long. Took a hold of